Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. In the previous video, we were discuss about the displacement vector, how we can find the displacement vector from the position vector, velocity vector, how we can find the velocity, how we can find the direction of the velocity, magnitude of the velocity, and the acceleration from the velocity. So if velocity is a vector quantity, now if the magnitude of the velocity and the direction of the velocity remains constant with the time, we can say that the object is in the motion, in the uniform motion. So motion of the object is uniform if and only if the magnitude and the direction both are constant with the time. If the magnitude is changes with the time, direction changes with the time, we can say that the motion is a accelerated motion, right? Now if the acceleration is also a vector quantity, now if the magnitude and the direction of the acceleration remains constant with the time, we can say that the object is moving with the constant acceleration. So dear student, in this video we will discuss about the motion in a plane, two-dimensional motion with the constant acceleration. How we can find the velocity after the time t, what are the component of the velocity, how we can find the displacement from the constant accelerated motion, that in this video we will discuss, right? So dear student, constant acceleration, motion in a plane with the constant acceleration. What do you mean by the constant acceleration? If the magnitude when the object is moving in a two-dimensional or a three-dimensional, when the object is moving in a plane, in a any plane, xy plane, yz plane, zx plane, if the magnitude of the acceleration and the direction of the acceleration remains constant with the time, we can say that the object is in the motion of the object is called the constant accelerated motion, or we can say that the uniform accelerated motion. So for that, suppose we consider that, suppose an object is moving in a xy plane with a constant acceleration a, right? Here acceleration is a vector quantity. We need to denote this acceleration a in the form of the vector. Now if the object is moving with the constant acceleration a, the velocity of the object changes with the time, right? So let us that, let the velocity of the object at the time t is equal to 0 is a v0, and at the time t equal to t, the velocity of the object is a v. Here the velocity is also a vector quantity. The magnitude may be changed or the direction may be changed. So let us consider that the velocity, initial velocity of the object at the time t is equal to 0, v0 vector, and at final velocity of the object at the time t equal to t is a vector v. Now what is the definition of the acceleration? When the object is moving with the constant acceleration, the average acceleration and the instantaneous acceleration are same, right? So by the definition of the acceleration, acceleration is equal to change in the velocity divided by time. So acceleration vector we get vector a, that is the acceleration vector, is equal to v minus v0 divided by t. Here velocity, initial velocity and the final velocity both are a vector, right? But the time is a scalar quantity, so we cannot represent the time in the vector form, right? So we get the acceleration a is equal to final velocity v minus initial velocity v0, that both the velocity are a vector, so we get a change in the velocity divided by time t. Here the direction of the acceleration is in the direction of the change in the velocity, right? So understand how we can find the change in the velocity divided by time interval. So acceleration is a vector quantity and the direction of the acceleration is in the direction of the change in the velocity. So from this equation, a is equal to v minus v0 divided by t, we can easily get the velocity of an object after a time t. So the final velocity v is equal to v0 plus a into t. Here v0 and a is a vector quantity, right? So velocity is a vector quantity. We can represent the velocity in terms of the its Cartesian coordinate component form, in the form of the component. So in the component form, if we take a x component of the velocity, Vx is equal to V0x, x component of the initial velocity, plus Ax into t. So here the V0x is the x component of the initial velocity and Ax is the x component of the acceleration. So from that we can find the x component of the velocity after a time t, right? Similarly, y component Vy is equal to V0y plus Ay into t, right? So we get the y component. So in the form of the component we can also calculate the velocity after time t from the equation v is equal to V0 plus At, right? So now dear student, we find the displacement for the constant accelerated motion. So let r0 be the initial position of the vector at the time t is equal to 0 and r be the position of the vector at the time t equal to t, right? So here the r0 is the initial position of the vector at the time t is equal to 0 and r is the position vector of the particle at the time t equal to t. Now let the velocity at this instant be a v0 and v. v0 vector is the initial velocity and vector v is the final velocity. So during this time interval the average velocity is vector v0 plus vector v divided by 2, right? So we get the average velocity of the object during the time interval 0 to t, v0 plus v divided by 2. Now displacement can be calculated with the help of the multiplication of the average velocity with the time interval t. So by the definition of the displacement is equal to average velocity multiplied by time interval. So here the final position is r and the initial position is r0. So we can say that the displacement is a final position r minus r0 is equal to the average velocity is a v plus v0 divided by 2 multiplied by time interval t, right? So from the equation number 1 we know that final velocity v is equal to v0 plus at. So the displacement vector r minus r0 is equal to v0 plus at. Here instead of this v, we place a v0 plus at. So v0 plus at plus v0 divided by 2 into t. So if you modify this equation, v0 plus v0 is equal to 2v0 divided by 2, that is a v0 into t plus 1 half at square. So we get the second equation of the constant accelerated motion in a plane r minus r0 is equal to v0t plus 1 half at square, or we can say that position vector after a time t r is equal to r0 plus v0t plus 1 half at square. So here the r is the position of the vector after a time t and r0 is the initial position of the vector, right? So let us consider the component form. Here the r0 is the initial position. Let us consider the r0. The component of the r0 is x0 and y0 and r is the final position. That is the x component is a x and y component is a y, right? So in the component form we can represent x component of the vector, x component of the position vector after a time t is a x0, that is the x component of the initial position vector, plus v0x into t. v0x is the x component of the initial velocity into t plus 1 half ax t square, where ax is the x component of the acceleration. Similarly, we can find the y component of the position vector. Y is equal to y0 plus v0y t plus 1 half ay t square. So this way we can find the component of the position vector after a time t. So dear student, here third equation of the constant accelerated motion can be also calculated from this equation. R minus R0 is equal to V plus V0 divided by 2 into T. So from this equation number 1, put a T is equal to V minus V0 divided by A. So from that we can calculate the third equation of the motion, 2A into R minus R0 is equal to V square minus V0 square. But here important is that this component form of the position vector, right? So here the component form of the position vector is x is equal to x0 plus v0 xt plus 1 half at square, right, and y is equal to y0 plus v0 yt plus 1 half ayt square. So here the motion, two-dimensional motion or three-dimensional motion can be represented with the help of the vector, right, in the form of the vector. So all the equation of the constant accelerated motion can be written with the help of the vector form, right. So motion in a plane or two-dimensional motion or the three-dimensional motion can be treated as a two separate simultaneous one-dimensional motion in the direction of the x or in the direction of the y, two perpendicular motion with the constant acceleration ax and ay. So dear student, understand the motion of an object with a constant acceleration. Now dear student, let us understand how this equation of the motion with the constant accelerated is useful in the example. How we can find the velocity after a time t, how we can find the position of the after, how we can find the coordinates of the object after a time t. Let us understand with the help of the example. So example number 4.5, a particle starts from the origin. A particle starts from the origin. That means its initial position vector r0 be a 0 0. x0 is equal to 0 and y0 is equal to 0. So x coordinate of the vector be a 0, t equal to 0 with the velocity of the 5 meter per second. So here the initial velocity v0 is given to you 5 meter per second in the vector form. So here this velocity 5 meter per second is the initial velocity of the vector and moves in a xy plane under the action of the force which produce a constant acceleration of the 3i plus 2j meter per second. So here the constant acceleration is given to you 3i plus 2j meter per second square. What is the y coordinate of the particle at that instant if its x coordinate becomes a 84? So if the x coordinate of the particle becomes a 84, what will be its y coordinate? Now what is the speed of the particle at that time? We need to calculate the velocity vector and the magnitude of the velocity, that is the speed of the particle at that time. So first of all we need to find at what time the x coordinate becomes a 84 and at that time what will be the y coordinate of the particle. So here the initial velocity of the particle is given to you 5i meter per second. Constant acceleration is equal to 3i plus 2j meter per second square. Initial position vector r0 is equal to 0 because the particle starts from the origin. That means the initial position vector r0 is equal to 0i plus 0j. Need not to be right. So initial velocity v0 is equal to 5i meter per second. Acceleration is equal to 3i plus 2j meter per. So from the equation of the second equation of the constant accelerated motion, r is equal to r0 plus v0t plus 1 half at square. But here r0 is a 0 0, so need not to be written, right. So r is equal to v0t plus 1 half at square. So put the value here, v0 is equal to 5i, so we get a 5it plus 1 half a, acceleration is a 3i plus 2j, 3i plus 2j into t square. So combine this, we get the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the position vector after a time t. So I 1 half into 3, that means a 1.5 t square and 5 ti. So x coordinate becomes, combining the I, we get the x coordinate of the position 5t plus 1.5 t square into I plus 2 by 2, that is a 1 t square j, that is a y coordinate. So we get the component of the position vector, x component and the y component. So here the x component of the position vector xt is equal to 5t plus 1.5 t square and the y component of the position vector is t square. So from these two equations we can calculate the time taken to becomes a x coordinate becomes a 84. So at what time the x coordinate of the particle becomes a 84? So here the x coordinate is given to you 84. So we get the 5t plus 1.5t square is equal to 84. By solving this equation, we get the time t is equal to 6 seconds, right? So here, how we can solve this equation? So here, this equation 5t plus 1.5t square is equal to 84 can be modified like this: 1.5t square plus 5t minus 84. 1.5t we can written like this: 3 by 2 t square plus 5t minus 84 is equal to 0. So if you take LCM, we get the equation 3t square plus 10t minus 168 is equal to 0. By solving this equation, this quadratic equation, solution of the quadratic equation you have studied at the standard 10, t is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2e. Put a value of b is a plus 10, a is a 3 and c is a minus 168, and you can solve this equation. You get the time t is equal to 6 seconds, right? So we can say that at the time t is equal to 6 seconds, the x coordinate of the particle becomes a 84. Now what is the value of the y coordinate at that time? So put a t is equal to 6 seconds in the equation of the y coordinate. Y is equal to 1.0 like t square. So 1 into t square, t is equal to 6. 6 square we get a 36. Understand here student? So calculate the x coordinate and the y coordinate from the equation of the position, and then x coordinate becomes a 84. Calculate the time taken to become a x coordinate of the particle is a 84. We get a time t is equal to, we get a equation 1.5t square plus 5t minus 84 is equal to 0, and put a value in the solution of the quadratic equation this, right? Put a value in the, and you get the time t is equal to 6 seconds. Now put this time t is equal to 6 in the equation of the y coordinate, we get the y coordinate. Next, that is the answer of the first question. Now what is the speed of the particle at this time? So we can calculate the velocity from the position equation. We have a equation of the position 5t plus 1.5t square I plus 1t square j. So differentiating this equation of the position with respect to time, we get the velocity. Velocity v is equal to dr by dt. So how you differentiate this equation? 5 constant, the differentiation of the t is a 1, so we get a 5, right? Here 1.5t square, 1.5 is constant, differentiation of the t square is a 2 into t. So 1.5 into 2t, we get a 3t, and x coordinate, that is a x coordinate. So the x coordinate of the velocity is a 5 plus 3t into I. Now this differentiation of the t square is a 2t, we get a j coordinate, right? Now at the time t is equal to 6, so put the value of time t is equal to 6 in this equation. We get at the time t is equal to 6, v is equal to 23i plus 12j, right? So 5 plus 3 into 6, 3 into 6 18 plus 5 23i plus t is equal to 6 into 2 12j. So we get the velocity vector after the time t is equal to 6 seconds. So at the time t is equal to 6 seconds, the velocity t is equal, v is equal to 23i plus 12j, and the magnitude of this velocity, that is the speed. So magnitude how we can find? 23 square plus 12 square. We get our answer approximately 26 meter per second. So dear student, understand this example. Here the initial velocity v0 and as constant acceleration a is given to you. From this we can calculate the equation of the position of the particle. R is equal to 5t plus 1.5t square I plus t square j. From that we calculate the x component and the y component. Here the x component coordinate of the particle is 84. From that calculate the time and put this time into the y coordinate, we get the y coordinate at that time. Now differentiating this equation with respect to time, we get the velocity at that time, and from this magnitude of this velocity we get a speed. So dear student, similar example is given in the exercise. You have to solve by yourself. So example given in the exercise 4.21. Here a particle starts from the origin at the time t is equal to 0. That means the initial position vector r0 is equal to 0, 0. Same as in the previous example, right? Velocity with the velocity of the 10 j meter per second. Here the initial velocity is given to you 10 j meter per second. So v0 you take a 10 j meter per second and moves in the xy plane with the constant acceleration. A constant acceleration is a 8I plus 2j meter per second, right? Now at what time the x coordinate of the particle becomes 16? So we have to calculate the time for which the x coordinate of the particle becomes 16. Similarly, calculate the equation of the position, find the x component and the y component as in the previous example, and find the time at what time the x coordinate of the particle become seconds. At what is the y coordinate of the particle at that time? I calculate the y coordinate of the particle at that time and then find the speed of the particle by differentiating the equation of the position, right? So this example you have to try yourself. So dear student, solve this both the example. These examples are most important for the exam, right? Now we will discuss the relative velocity in the two dimension. We know that the velocity we were discussed, relative velocity we were discussed in the chapter number 3. The chapter number 3 and this relative velocity are same, but here in this relative velocity in the two dimension, velocity of the object A with related to the object B, velocity of the object B with related to the object A, right, is same. So how we can calculate the relative velocity? Suppose the two objects A and B are moving with the velocity VA and VB. Each velocity of each object A and B with respect to the some common frame of the reference. Like we consider here the object A moving with the velocity A with respect to the ground and the object B is moving with the velocity VB with respect to the ground. So now how we can calculate the velocity of the object A relative to the velocity of the object B? So velocity of the object A relative to object B, VAB is equal to VA minus VB. So here all the velocities are in the vector form. So we can write like this in the form of the vector form VAB is equal to VA minus VB vector, right? So similarly the velocity of the object B relative to the object A is a VBA is equal to VB minus VA. So from these two equations we can say that VAB, velocity of the object A relative to object B, VAB is equal to minus VAB. So here both the velocity are same in the magnitude but are in the opposite direction. So velocity of the object A with respect to object B, VAB is equal to the velocity of the object B with respect to the object A. So VAB is equal to minus VAB, but the magnitude of the both the velocity, speed of both the velocity are same, right? Magnitude of the VAB and magnitude of the VBA are same, but it is in the opposite direction. So you can write vector VAB is equal to vector VBA. Both the velocity has both the vectors has the same magnitude but opposite in the direction. So dear student, understand the relative velocity. Here in the 2-dimensional or 3-dimension, relative velocity is the vector subtraction of the two velocity vectors. So here you have to remember that if you find the relative velocity of the two objects, the subtraction of the velocities of the both the object, you perform the vector subtraction, right? So now let us understand with the help of the example. Example number 4.6. A rain is falling vertically with the speed of the 35 meter per second. A woman rides a bicycle with the speed of the 12 meter per second in the east to west direction. What is the direction in which should she hold her umbrella? Similar example we were discussed previously in example number 4.2, right? 4.3, right? But here we take this example in the concept of the relative velocity. So let us discuss that the VR represent the velocity of the rain. It is in the vertically downward direction. So the velocity VR is in the vector velocity VR is in the vertically downward direction. And the woman rides a bicycle with the speed of the 12 meter per second. So VB be the velocity of the bicycle that the woman is riding, right? So both these velocity are with respect to ground. So here we take a VB is equal to in the horizontal direction in the east to west direction with the speed of the 12 meter per second. So velocity VB is equal to 12 meter per second. Now since the woman is riding a bicycle, the velocity of the rain as experienced by her is the velocity of the rain relative to the velocity of the bicycle she is riding, right? So here we need to find the relative velocity of the rain with respect to the bicycle. So velocity of the rain with respect to bicycle VRB is equal to VR minus VB. So here VR is the vertically downward direction with the speed of a 35 meter per second. So here we put a 35 j minus j, because in the downward direction we take a unit vector minus j. So VR is equal to minus 35 j minus VB is equal to 12 I, right? So we take a VB is equal to minus 12 I. We get easily the speed or relative speed of the rain with respect to bicycle, right? Now how at what direction should she hold the umbrella? So for that we need to calculate the angle. As in the previous example, tan theta is equal to VR by VB by VR. 12 by 35 we get the angle 19 degree. So woman should hold her umbrella at an angle 19 degree with the vertical downward, vertical towards the west direction, right? So here we take the angle theta is equal to 90 degree. In the both the case, in the previous example 4.3 and in this example 4.6, the answer is same, right? So dear student, I hope that you understand the motion of an object in a plane with the constant acceleration, how we can calculate the position vector, how we can calculate the velocity vector at the different times, right? What are the component of the position vector? Thank you very much for watching my video.